Stand independent. Be self-sufficient. Be strong. Be a doer. The road to independence is hard, but you have the ability. You got this in the bag. That's actually kind of a fun little figure of speech. You got this in the bag. Kind of fun. I like it. Hey, it's Amy on A Lolly Life, and the question of the day is, why bother put up curtains? Or like even hang pictures, like why bother? Well, besides the whole privacy thing, curtains are actually used metaphorically, kind of figuratively, for whatever it is you're putting off that you should be getting done, but you're not. The other thing that we're going to talk about is being self-sufficient, because it just is on my mind today. My reasoning behind why you should put up curtains and pictures and do things like that is because there are just certain things that kind of like make a house into a home. And part of it is like the people in it and the love and all of, and just the good special feelings. And part of it is the atmosphere that is created by the things that you do with the house. And so when you have a clean house, it creates a certain atmosphere. And when you hang pictures and curtains up, that creates a little atmosphere. When you decide, what color you're gonna paint the room, that creates atmosphere. Well, all of these things kind of go into creating a home from, just a house. We all need a place that feels like home and where we can feel loved and wanted and accepted despite our faults, and where you love and want and accept others despite their faults because you're all trying to be better people. We all need that environment. It's like one of the basic needs of life is that, desire to be wanted. Putting up curtains helps create a home environment, a loving home environment. So why aren't you putting up curtains? What's holding you back? Putting up curtains is hard, and hanging pictures, I just don't have those skills. It's because I'm waiting on somebody else to do it. That would be a big fat N-O. No, you should not be waiting on somebody else to do it for you. Do it yourself. But what if I mess it up? Guess what? Failure is okay. What isn't okay is not trying because you're afraid you're gonna fail. If you mess it up, then just figure it out, fix it, and try again. Also, another thing is that sometimes I have found, and this is kind of a secret, and don't tell anybody about this. Well, you be careful who you tell about this, because it only works if they don't realize what's happening. But if something on your to-do list is, say, put up a ceiling fan or hang curtains, and you're like, this is way past my ability level, then you get the box out, the ceiling fan box out, or the curtains, or all, whatever. You get all the stuff out, and you start reading the directions, and you start figuring it out, and you watch a YouTube video, and you do your very best figuring it out. And then when you get to this point where you are like, I'm afraid to do anything because I'm pretty sure that if I do something at this point, I am going to electrocute myself, or I'm going to impale myself with a whatever. You're okay, I don't really know where to go, and I've tried several things and it's just not working. That is the point that you want to be at when your husband walks in, or that's when you call your mom or dad, or your handy friend or whatever, or you reach out and say, help, I'm in the middle of a project and it's just not working right. Because people will help you. it becomes a priority because it's like already in the works. And it makes it easier for them to help you because like a lot of times I found myself personally that the help that I needed was actually only like 10 minutes worth of help. It wasn't the like hour worth of project help. I really knew how to do this part and I knew how to do this part. The part that I didn't know how to do was like this part. And so I do this part before hubby gets home, and this is when he gets home and I'm like, help me, and he helps me for 10 minutes and then I can figure out the rest of it. And he's happy because the project is done and off of his to-do list, and you're happy because the project is done and off of your to-do list, and he only had to put in 10 minutes worth of effort. And you just like have to plan how you like do that. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't do that anymore very often, but I have done it. You have to be self-sufficient. And why be self-sufficient? Because the world doesn't revolve around you. And dang it, it doesn't revolve around me either. If you want your life a certain way, or you want certain things in your life, you have a responsibility to yourself to make those things happen. It's not somebody else's responsibility to make those things happen for you. You want it, go out and get it. You want the curtains put up? Put them up. And yes, you do want the curtains put up. And this brings up another point. Don't baby your kids. Make them learn how to do things and, do things themselves. And kids, don't let your parents baby you. Because they're babying you, you just like, you gotta let them know in blunt words sometimes. Not with eye rolling, because I'm pretty sure that will get you grounded. But you can just, say something nicely. So that satisfaction that you get from doing something that you, like accomplishing something, like working at something and then accomplishing it, that satisfaction is like, makes life worth living. It really does. The satisfaction that comes from accomplishing something, working hard and accomplishing something, even if it's done imperfectly, is worth the effort. It is worth the effort. Your life will be happier and just better if you put the effort into doing that. Sometimes when I am feeling particularly down or having a rough time or just not feeling well or those kinds of things, one of the things that I use to get myself out of bed is I think of some small way that I can be productive. It doesn't have to be big, just some small way. And usually it's something, I'm like looking for something that would be of benefit to more than just myself. But some days I'm selfish and I just am like worried about myself. But you're looking for some way to be productive. And I drag myself out of bed to do that. And I have found that if I can manage that one step of dragging myself out of bed to go and do that one small thing, that the reward, the mental reward and the like just the endorphins reward, or I don't know, whatever that you get from finishing something and being productive and working hard at something, being self-sufficient, that reward is enough to kind of lighten up the day. And I may still not, I may still be struggling, but it's just like the day is just better and I'm able to function better and I'm able to just do more things. So there was this guy who was born in like the 1700s, and he was like this poet, kind of philosopher sort of guy, and his name was, and I have to read it because it's kind of hard. His name was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, some G word, I don't even know. Anyway, one of the things that he said really super resonated with me, and I don't remember the exact wording, but the gist of what he was saying was, we can handle anything except for a why is that word so hard to say? We can handle anything except for a succession of ordinary days, a bunch of ordinary days in a row. And that's kind of an interesting thought. Because like, I am telling you, there are times where, life is really hard and you're just like, please, just an ordinary day. Like, I could really use an ordinary day or two. But a succession, a group of ordinary days in a row, that is the one thing that we can't handle. And here's the thought process behind this. So there's been some points in my life where I was sick enough that, getting up and getting in the recliner was like my goal of the day. Like, I got out of bed and I made it to the recliner. The goal was not to get dressed or to shower or to feed myself or whatever else. It was strictly to get up and get in the recliner. That was my goal for the day. And I spent a lot of days just hanging out in the recliner. And it was interesting because I would find, that people would joke, and I know that they were just joking, but like there's some whatever. They would joke, oh, I would love to hang out in a recliner all day. And like, I could totally see myself saying that. I'm not like upset at them, but, for saying that. But here is the point. I am pretty sure that we've all had days where we're like, yeah, I could really use a sit in the recliner. I can't get up and do anything all day. And that's fine. Totally fine. But when you have to do that day in and day out, and you're like, you don't have a choice in the matter, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. A succession of ordinary days. We can handle anything except for a succession of ordinary days. So the trials that you're going through, you can handle it. You got it. What you have to worry about is when you have a succession of ordinary days where nothing is happening in your life because you're not pushing yourself, because you're not like trying to better yourself or be self-sufficient, or like because you're okay with the fact that there's no curtains hanging up, or you're okay with the fact that there are things that you want to have done and you're okay with just letting them slide by and not doing them. That's not okay. Even if you think it is, it's not okay. If you want something, you need to go and get it. And you need to not wait on somebody else to get it for you. We were born to grow and improve. That's like one of the reasons we're down here on this earth. Yeah, remember how I was talking about how the whole idea of when you put forth the effort to accomplish something and then that satisfaction that you get, that is a fundamental part of being human. It ranks right up there with the need to be loved and wanted and accepted. Yeah, it's important. Your life will be better and just all around happier if you work to have those I did this moments. Like, those are important. They bring purpose to our lives. They do. What does being self-sufficient look like? It means that when we want or need something, that we look to ourselves first. And I think the best way to describe what self-sufficient looks like is describe what it does not look like. And it does not look like never accepting help. It does not mean doing everything yourself. It also does not mean doing everything yourself. Did I say that twice? Yes. Yes, I did. Because it's important. It doesn't mean doing everything yourself. You can be an independent, self-sufficient person and still have people help you. When the towel rod in the bathroom gets pulled out of the wall or whatever, and you don't know how to fix it, it is perfectly okay to, you put forth your best effort, you look up some YouTube videos, you're trying to figure it out. And, if you have, and you just like, say something to your friends and you're like, hey, this is happening, whatever. When you have a friend that says, hey, I know how to fix that, I'll come and help. What you say is abso-positively-lutely. Yeah, yes, come over and help me. And when they come over, then you have them teach you how to do it. And the reason that you have them teach you how to do it is because years later, when you have a 10-year-old son and he uses the towel rod as a pull-up bar, and they will do that, and it yanks it out of the wall, then you can have him fix it himself and you can teach him. We all need to look for ways that we can take problems that we have and learn so that they become strengths. We're done with our episode today, but before you go, I wanted to ask for video ideas. Like some of my very favorite videos that I've made were from viewer suggestions, and so I could use a few viewer suggestions. So if you have a viewer suggestion, because you're the viewer, obviously, so if you have a suggestion, I obviously don't need the word viewer in there, but if you have a suggestion on a video topic, then drop it in the comments below, because I would appreciate that. And I'm just super thankful. I'm super, super thankful that you're here. You make my life better. Thanks. I'll see you next time on A Lolly Life.